de forma totalmente gratis. La donación de su automóvil, camioneta o SUV viejo ayuda a apoyar a las personas afectadas por el cáncer de mama, así como también al trabajo vital de Komen en investigación, atención al paciente y educación. Necesitamos su ayuda. Tal vez considere que su auto viejo es chatarra o que no vale nada, pero ese auto no deseado es importante para que Susan G. Komen continúe ayudando a las personas con cáncer de mama. Llame al número en pantalla hoy. Iremos a recoger su auto rápidamente. También recibirá una deducción de impuestos por su donación caritativa. Ayúdenos a ayudar. Llame ya.
Hello, my name is Noura Al-Masri. Welcome to Echoes of Impact with Noura. We believe that everyone is capable of making an impact and changing the world. So we challenge limitations and uncover stories that inspire a greater impact for you and the world. Today, we're going to talk about mindfulness. We're going to discuss different topics, but our main focus, focus is going to be about mindfulness. Are you being mindful when you're doing anything in your life? Before we start talking to my guests today, we have two guests for you. We're going to get there. We're going to talk to them, and they're amazing. We're going to talk about mindfulness and different aspects during the show today. So before that, we're going to start with our sponsored segment, the recurring segments that we've been doing it for the last couple of episodes. Today, again, we're going to have the segments Save Taxes with Noura. The segment is sponsored by Noura's Books, tax and accounting firm. I'm the founder of Noura's Books, and we're going to talk about choosing your tax professional. Who's that person that's going to help you to file your taxes? And this is very important because it's going to change the outcome. The outcome might be you get an audit and it become an ugly audit and you have to pay back a lot of taxes with penalties and interest. Another outcome could be you pay so much in taxes that if you chose the right professional, you might not need to pay as much. Maybe sometimes you even get a refund, even if it didn't look like that you should get one for your tax professional, or from your experience from filing alone or filing with someone who doesn't really know the law or who doesn't spend the time with you to make sure they have your best interest in mind to optimize your tax position. Yes, there's not so much things that the tax professional, like when they do the tax preparation, they can do after the fact, after the year ends, but they still can do whatever you already can benefit from after the year end, because there's some stuff, some tax law can apply to you, some deductions, some credits, some benefits that you can benefit from. But if the tax professional do not know the tax law, it's going to be a problem for you. Another outcome could be, and I've seen it with some people came to me after using some tax professionals who they get very excited because a certain professional help them get a lot of refunds. Sometimes they go and amend their return, but unfortunately that professional do it wrong. I would assume they don't know they're doing it wrong. They're just excited to save you money and they don't know the law exactly. So they put you in a very bad situation and then you get audited and you have to pay the money back. So like different situation you can be at if you are filing yourself or having a tax professional that do not know the tax law and just doing the data entry for your taxes. So This is why it is really, really important to choose the right tax professional. As you know, I am a tax professional, but of course, I can't do it for everyone. And I would be happy to serve you, but I know I do not have the capacity to serve the entire everyone. And there's a lot of great tax professional over there. There's a lot of great people who take your interests and their into the consideration and do a great job doing your taxes. You just have to select the right one, someone who you are happy to work with, someone you are comfortable with communicating with, you like the way they work. For example, like me and Nora's Books, we do everything online. We do not meet one to one. So I do not meet my clients one to one in person, belly to belly meeting. We do meet online. We do meet on Zoom, especially if you are a new client, you either meet with me or my team, and then we ask you some questions. And if we are good fit, if you like to work with us and we can help you, then everything happens through a secure portal. Now, other people like in person interaction. So they don't like virtual firms. They don't like to just submit their documents through a portal. They want to meet with their tax professional. They want to drop their paperwork and they wanted to get it done this way. There are a lot of people available to do that as well. Now, at Nora's Books, we don't do that. And the beauty of the virtual firm that we have, that we can help you wherever you are, at any place, in any country, even as long as you're doing the US taxes, not any other taxes, we can help you. So it is important for you to be comfortable and do the thing the right way, the way that you are comfortable with. So this is why I want to help you choose the right professional for you. So let's get 3 points, 3 things that you want to make sure your tax professional check them. Okay. So first thing, their education. Second, credential, and then the process. So let's first talk about credential. Okay. Credential, there is a habit everyone say like, my CPA, my CPA, my CPA, my CPA. Most of these people are not CPAs. They are just doing the taxes. They could be a CPA, but there's a lot of CPAs always also not necessarily do taxes and they don't like to doing taxes. So just having someone do the taxes for you, it doesn't mean they are a CPA. It's not a good or bad thing if they are a CPA. It could be um, a good person. It could be someone who does not take your position, your tax position, in your best interest in mind. So that's not something that will make you go with someone or not go with someone. Now, there's only 67,000, around 67,000 CPAs around the US. A lot of them do not do taxes. Okay. Now, there's the other classification, which is uh, the enrolled agent, which is I am an enrolled agent, technically, like I am an enrolled agent. And also, I'm qualified to do the CPA tests. I'm overqualified actually to do that, but I just have to sit for the tests. And I didn't get a chance to do that yet. So, this is a lot of other people have the same position. And I know a lot of lawyers and a lot of accountants, they can take the CPA tests, but they didn't take it because they just don't have time to do it. But they are more than qualified to do that. So there's a lot of people like that. For me, I decided to start with the enrolled agent because I can help my clients. I can represent you. I can I know the tax law, so I can actually apply the tax law and see what can you benefit from. I can do the preparation. I can do the tax planning, which is before the fact. Now, this is another thing. And there's a lot, about 59,000 around the US who are enrolled agents. Now, there's another, not credential, but something that IRS give a check to the people. There is an annual filing season program IRS have, and a lot of people, they do that, an annual filing season program. They get updated, they get all of the knowledge, and they go and do the taxes and they apply what they learned and they put your interest and first for them. So not everyone who does any of these learning or get any of these credential do put that your interest and first, because it also depends on the person what's their priority. Okay, the other thing is their process. Like I said, like how are their process, how do they work, do they ask you a lot of questions or no? I know you might not like having a lot of questions answered, but you kind of have to. If we want to know how much we can save you, if we want to know what law will apply for you, we need to make sure we have all the questions answered. Some people have an interview, like in-person interview, but this is, to be honest, this is not very efficient. A lot of firms right now, they have systems, which we have also at Norris Books. We have system, like we ask you questions, you answer questions. This does two things. So it's help us know what tax law can apply to you and how can we make sure you are taking advantage of everything applicable to you. The other thing is protect us and you, protect the firm and you, because why? If in case of audits, when the IRS officer comes and check, okay, let me see, how did you fill in this return? And we show them that the answers from our client, we show them the supporting documentation, we show them everything, and we filled everything based on what we got from the clients, then that's a great check. And that the audits will be easier, it will be saving the firm, and it will be saving the clients. So it's better for you and for your tax professionals. So don't be bothered if they ask you questions. Actually, you want them to do so. So whether it's in person and on Zoom or on the phone, or if it's through a questionnaire or organizer they have for you in the system. You want the tax professional to make sure like they don't email you stuff, sensitive stuff. You want to make sure they either have a secure system, or if you like something like to drop the paper for them, but they have an area to secure them. So not everyone have access to your files. So these are some tips you want to consider when you're doing your tax returns. So make sure you choose the right tax professional to do your taxes and to take advantage of everything that is available to you. Again, this segment is sponsored by Norris Books, tax and accounting firm. And this is your host, Noor Al-Masri. We'll be right back.
Investing in real estate doesn't have to be a pipe dream. But how do you find, analyze, renovate, finance investment properties without getting ripped off? My name's Andrew Glisson. In 4 short years, me and my team built a portfolio of 200 rental properties in multiple cities as a hobby while working full-time. We took all of that experience and built a mentorship program called the Victory Strategy to unlock every step of investing in real estate. If that sounds like the opportunity you've been waiting for, look us up at thevictorystrategy.com.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Take 5 minutes of your time right now. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Usted viene a este país a vivir el sueño americano. Trabaja duro y es el soporte de toda una familia. Pero hay una cosa que no lo deja dormir. No ha hecho su declaración de impuestos en los últimos años y debe mucho dinero al IRS. Usted no ha tenido el tiempo o no entiende las leyes del IRS, pero no puede dejar pasar más tiempo. Usted está poniendo en riesgo a su familia, su cuenta bancaria, su casa, su trabajo y hasta su estatus migratorio. ¿Debe dinero al IRS? ¿Deudas de impuesto comercial o personal? ¿Impuestos de 1099? ¿Congeló el IRS su cuenta? ¿Llamó el IRS a su empleador? ¿Debe $10,000 o más? El IRS tiene programas especiales que pueden reducir sus deudas tributarias y nosotros lo podemos ayudar a llegar a un acuerdo con el gobierno para que pague mucho menos de lo que debe. Además, podemos preparar sus impuestos atrasados y corregir cualquier error en sus declaraciones. Llame ya para hablar con nuestros expertos y reciba nuestra ayuda inmediata.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Al-Masri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. I have a therapist, a transformational healing guide guest today. She is Arizona, so she's in a warmer place than where we are here in Houston and Illinois. So she's in a sunny place right now. So welcome. Let us welcome to Echoes of Impact. I'm very excited to talk to you today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to have you. And you were talking about, tell us a little bit about Arizona. Like, what do you like about Arizona?
Yeah, it's a pretty wonderful place to live. So I actually grew up in upstate New York, which one of the factors that you could appreciate in Chicago is the sky is typically really gray all winter long.
Oh.
And so here it's actually really blue, even in the winter. And even when it's like cold weather, we may have snow, the sun will come out more often than not. And so that's really good for my spirits.
That's nice because here, like, I think the winter in Chicago, the sun is there, but it's not really doing anything. But it's there. But like, we had a few weeks actually, like we did not see the sun earlier. I think in the end of the year and the first week, like it was like, come on, like, can we see the sun? Even if it's like a picture, oh, it's okay.
I get it. Yeah.
Awesome. So, like, usually I like to have my guests introduce themselves because I feel like no one can introduce you better than you do. So, do you mind like introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So my name is Lotus McClatchy, and I work as a therapist and also a transformational guide and retreat facilitator. And yeah, I help people who are really looking for support in being able to get closer in touch with their heart and with their soul, and who are really ready to do some deeper work in their lives. And, I've been at it for a really long time, over 25 years in the helping professions. And I just love it. I love what I do so much. It's really an honor to get to be doing this work. So I have my own private practice called Many Mindful Moments. So specializing in actually teaching people about mindfulness, meditation, and really a host of other healing modalities, breath work, And then I also am a co-founder of Sanctuary Bridge Transformations, which is a business that I own with my dear friend and co-facilitator of these transformational healing retreats. And then I have one other hat that I wear, and that is that I work with people on having a more conscious and intentional relationship with the plant medicine cannabis, which is, as you know, so much more widely available, but there's not really a guidebook for how to work with the medicine in a good way. And so it's easy for people to fall into habitual use that can be problematic. So I help people find a little bit more balance and harmony with that.
Nice. So, what's your favorite thing from what you do?
I feel like my favorite thing, and maybe it's a gift that I share as well as my business partner. Her name is Angelie Jenna Israel. We both have a knack for helping people to feel accepted, for helping people to feel like they're not being judged and that they're welcome and that we're on the same level. A lot of times when someone sees a professional, there's almost like they're the professional and I'm down here, and there's some kind of a discrepancy or a power dynamic. And so she and I are really motivated to not work from that paradigm and instead to come from the heart and to really help people know that we care about them, no matter what flaws they might have, what mistakes they may have made. It doesn't matter. We all have flaws. We all have made mistakes. And so it's through that authenticity and willingness to meet people right where they're at that I think really helps people feel comfortable and safe and enjoying of working with us.
Awesome. So I want to take you back to the connecting with the heart, because when people hear connecting with the heart, it can mean different thing for different people.
Sure.
So like some people, even it's very far and like, how do I connect with my heart? Like
Yeah.
well, my heart is here. Like, how do I connect with my heart? So
Yeah.
what can you say to help people like more like understand that and really help them connect to their heart? I know like we don't have much time and this is a long process, but just like some tips that can help them to start somewhere.
Yes. I love that question. So I think one way to understand it is actually to think about it from the mind first. So many of us have a struggle because our thoughts are just going at 100 miles an hour nonstop all day long. And we're worrying about the future and what hasn't happened yet, or dwelling on things in the past. And it causes us to be swept up and only in our thinking mind. And so we're not actually feeling in our heart. So when we can stop and actually pause, take a breath, and even place a hand on the heart. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, because as soon, like, you can even just try it right now. As soon as you place a hand on your heart, there's like a connection there and a feeling of presence. And so it kind of wakes up that part of us. And this is the place in our body where we feel the feelings of kindness and compassion and caring. And it's almost like a picture, if you have a pet or a child that you really love and care about, you can picture them in your imagination, in your mind, and then feel the feeling that comes up when you picture them, that warmth and that feeling of almost, a lot of times for me with my dogs, it brings me a sense of joy when I picture them. And so part of the work that we do is just helping people to learn how to quiet the mind so that we can actually feel those other feelings in our hearts. Because so much of the time people are feeling really isolated and alone, and often, depressed and sad and worried and stressed, all of the things, especially during these times. So to be able to quiet the mind and just rest in the present moment is really something that can be so beneficial. So to place a hand on your heart and then take a nice, long, slow, deep breath. I really feel like this is a superpower. A deep breath in through the nose with a long, slow sigh of an exhale. Take 2 more of those and you will feel better. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really simple, yet like it's very powerful.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. And I love it because you can practice that basically anytime, anywhere. You know, my only recommendation is if you're in a conversation with another person, I recommend sighing your exhale because it can be misinterpreted.
Absolutely not. so so I've been like for a few years now, like practicing that deep breath, like having meditation,
Mhm.
sometimes guided, sometimes just with me, like stopping my
Right.
thoughts, like you said, and it does make a lot of difference during the day or in the morning. Morning, this is a must for me now, and
Mhm.
it does make a difference during the day. But whenever
Yeah.
you feel like you maybe like bothered or angry, like it's a very good practice to come into that
Mhm.
now. And I'm great. Like there's people like you teaching these
Mhm.
practices because
Mhm.
like I think about it sometimes, like why should we have someone teaching us that, but we really like don't have that realization if no one else teach us that. And this is just a start. I know there's a lot more that you do,
Mhm.
and a lot
Mhm.
like to help people, but we're
Yeah.
gonna continue this conversation after the break. This is
Mhm.
back to Nura. We'll be right back.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you. Call 800-749-7781. That's 800-749-7781. Call now.
Investing in real estate doesn't have to be a pipe dream. But how do you find, analyze, renovate, finance investment properties without getting ripped off? My name's Andrew Glisson. In 4 short years, me and my team built a portfolio of 200 rental properties in multiple cities as a hobby while working full-time. We took all of that experience and built a mentorship program called the Victory Strategy to unlock every step of investing in real estate. If that sounds like the opportunity you've been waiting for, look us up at thevictorystrategy.com.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99 and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Al-Masri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. We're back with my friend Lotus, and we were talking about meditation, being mindful, and connect with your heart. Let's welcome back. I'm glad you were able to come back with us to talk more about what you do to help people connect with their heart and really have that transformation and being mindful on whatever they're doing. So, I know like you talk a lot about mindfulness. So how does that make a difference when in people business and people everyday life?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, mindfulness for me is one of those really key ingredients for living a life that is meaningful, that has a depth to it, that has a feeling of connection. And oftentimes it's missing for us because our attention is so fragmented. And we are constantly being distracted by so many different things. And when that happens, it leaves this feeling of like, I'm not even sure really where I am or what's going on. It's like you're just going through the motions and to keep your head above water. And it leads to this feeling of stress and dissatisfaction in life. And so when we can just slow down and actually really notice what's happening in the present moment, it brings such a feeling of satisfaction into our lives. So, for example, when I actually put my phone down and look into the eyes of the person that is talking to me and take a deep breath, and this is what I do with all of my clients. Like, I never allow myself to think about anything except what they are bringing to me. And so I just bring 100% of my presence to that moment. And it's so pure and it's so full, it's so complete. And they can feel that connection and really know that I care about them, that I'm listening and I'm giving them my full attention. And so we can apply that to a million different moments all day long, to when we're eating our food, drinking water, when you're outside in nature. Like, so much of the time people go for a walk to de-stress and all they do is think. But if you can actually just pause and say, gosh, let me just notice 5 different things right now. What can I see? What can I hear? What can I smell? What can I feel? What can I taste? And to just let yourself drop into your body and into your senses. Maybe notice your breath, the way your body's moving, what it's like to breathe fresh air. And just by tuning in that way, it lets the mind calm, it lets the mind and the body relax and lowers that level of stress.
Mhm. Absolutely. So a lot of people complain sometimes, like, I can't do that. 100 different things jump into my brain, so I cannot stop that from coming to my brain. So
Right.
what do I do? So what's your answer for that?
Yeah, great question. And you know what? The good news is you don't actually have to make those things stop happening. You could just let them kind of fade into the background. So your mind can keep thinking, and yet you can really notice that you're also reaching for a glass. You can feel the glass in your fingertips. You can really taste the water as you drink it. And for that moment, your attention is on the water and on drinking. And so it's just a little teeny moment. It's not like some big, huge half an hour meditation sit, But the more that you can piece together these little moments, when you can actually taste that bite of food, or notice when your head hits the pillow, or what it feels like to hug your child, those moments, they all add up.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
I guess with the training, like in the beginning when I started practicing meditation and mindfulness, I felt like, oh my God, like I was annoyed, like because I can't stop my thinking.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
with practice, I was able to stop my thinking more longer and longer. And now, like I still like things pass like through my mind, but I can like, okay, pass and
Mhm.
refocus. So yeah, like everything I think we can do with practice. And
Mhm.
when someone try to being mindful, this is something like really, really great, great thing and valuable to learn this skill. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I want to ask you
Absolutely.
about fun facts. Your name is not Lotus, like your name was gifted to you. And I thought like this is a great story to share with the audience. So if you would like
Mhm.
to mention that like story, that would be fun for our audience to learn more from you, learn more about you.
Mhm. Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So it's a pretty fun story, and I guess the main thing about it is part of my own personal healing journey has been sitting in many meditation retreats, which is day after day of meditation, as well as many plant medicine ceremonies, and that's actually trained me to be someone who works in the realm of the sacred as well as the everyday life. And so this was just a really special day where I was gifted by an elder this name. And it happened to be the same day that I was out in the woods in Colorado, and I saw a bear only 30 feet away. And I also went to this ceremony where, I know this sounds really crazy, but they had hot coals.
Oh,
And people actually walk across the hot coals. It turns out you can do that.
oh,
And it was under a full moon. So it was just the most amazing day ever. And what I love about the name, though, is the symbolism of it. The lotus flower grows in the underneath the water and in the mud. And that is really our lives in many ways. We are tumbling around with all of the struggles of being human. One of my favorite teachers says the leading cause of old age, sickness, and death is being born. There's just no escaping it. Like our lives are filled with challenges. But what we can do is start to learn how to work with those challenges, how to use our skills to be able to meet them with more grace and more ease. And that's basically the growing of the lotus flower into its beauty and radiance. So we can have more of an open heart, open mind, generous spirit, and learn how to be, kind and loving towards ourselves and towards others.
awesome. What a lovely name. I love Lotus. I like they come back every year in the spring, like around my
Mhm.
home, and I love them. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, before
Sure.
we go, I want to make sure that we mention your retreat. You have an upcoming retreat, and I want to, like, if you can tell us a little bit about it, and also how can people join your retreats if they can.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. So it's coming up soon in March, mid-March, and we're actually traveling to this beautiful little retreat center in Mexico. It's right on the water. We have the whole place to ourselves. We're going to be doing daily meditation and yoga and sound healing and cacao ceremony in the sweat lodge, and we're going to go snorkeling and go to a waterfall, like all of these amazing activities. And they're all designed to help people begin to learn how to heal, release, let go, and hopefully be able to just take a break from everyday life where it's just so hard to make a change and really step into this loving, um, supportive container of other people who are just as motivated as you are to be happy. And so, yeah, this will be our 11th one, and there really are just the most amazing, wonderful experiences. So people can learn about that on our website. It's called Sanctuary Bridge Transformations. And we also have a beautiful video. We had a videographer come to our last retreat, and he captured some of the preciousness of the experience. And so I'd be happy to share that with your viewers as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. So how long is the retreat? Like how many days?
Great question. Yeah, so it's 7 days. 7
Wow.
days. Yeah, so there's a really good amount of time to be able to really feel like you're going through a process, and that you can feel a transformation when
You
you
guide us through the process.
Yes. Yeah. So Angel Lee, my business partner, and I, we both do. We're there right alongside you. So that's the other thing that's kind of unique about us. We don't just come in and do a talk for here and there all the time, but we participate in the sweat lodge. We participate in the yoga. We participate in the breath work. And so, we just are right there sharing in the experience with everybody else.
Beautiful. That's really exciting. And, how can people know that is for them?
That's a good question as well. So I think one way is that there's going to be something inside of you that feels a longing, a calling for something deeper, more meaningful in your life. Maybe there's just a feeling of disconnection from yourself or from other people. Or maybe there's like a longing for that sense of like something more, like what is my purpose? And then also, one of the things that's really unique about our retreats is that we are sober. And so that's really inviting for folks who are working with overcoming addictions. And we also encourage people to come with their friends and their family. And we do a lot of intergenerational trauma healing, as well as create the foundation for these relationships to have a shared dialogue of conscious communication and connection that's often missing in people's lives. So when you go back home, you and that person now have this shared experience to bring you closer together and to support one another in your ongoing integration and growth.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lourdes, for sharing all of this great information. I hope people go ahead and check out the retreats and sign up if you feel you need it. And now we came to the end of the segment with Lourdes, but we'll be back with another guest. So stay with us. This is Echoes of Impact with Noura, and this is your host, Noura Al-Masri. We'll be right back.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
¿Tiene un carro, camioneta o SUV viejo en su casa? Aunque no funcione y piense que es chatarra, usted puede llamar al número en pantalla y donarlo a Susan G. Komen para ayudar a salvar una vida. Nuestro personal calificado va hasta su domicilio a recogerlo de forma totalmente gratis. La donación de su automóvil, camioneta o SUV viejo ayuda a apoyar a las personas afectadas por el cáncer de mama, así como también al trabajo vital de Komen en investigación, atención al paciente y educación. Necesitamos su ayuda. Tal vez considere que su auto viejo es chatarra o que no vale nada, pero ese auto no deseado es importante para que Susan G. Komen continúe ayudando a las personas con cáncer de mama. Llame al número en pantalla hoy. Iremos a recoger su auto rápidamente. También recibirá una deducción de impuestos por su donación caritativa. Ayúdenos a ayudar. Llame ya.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now. Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Al-Masri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. We came into the last segment, and we're going to talk about something I'm sure a lot of talk over there is about it. A lot of people are worried about it. A lot of people got like a panic about it. And we have the perfect person to talk about it. We're going to talk about TikTok. I know some people were happy that TikTok was gone for a few hours or for a day. And some people were panicked because, oh my God, my business, oh, I'm used to TikTok or whatever. I get my clients on TikTok or all of these things. So, and some people, oh, my kids, I'm glad TikTok is gone because my kids always stay there. So I'm glad it's not there. So we're going to talk about that with my friend Taline. Taline, welcome back to Noura. I'm mixing to Echoes of Impact. Welcome back to Echoes of Impact. And we'd love to talk to you since you are the personal brand expert and you're all about social media and building our personal brand on the available platforms. So I would love to hear from you. Like, what do you think about what happened on TikTok?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's lovely to be back, Noura. And hey, I noticed that we're both wearing red, so I had to comment on that.
Yes.
So the TikTok thing is a little bit messy because, you know, the last administration put a ban on it for foreign policy reasons, because TikTok, as many of you know, is owned by a Chinese company. And as a result, there's a lot of data security issues with that. And millions of Americans are using TikTok for personal reasons. A lot of small business owners rely on TikTok to get their clients, to get leads, to grow their audience, to grow their personal brand. So when TikTok went down yesterday, so at the time of recording, this is the 20th of January, 2025, everyone is freaking out. And Instagram blew up. So in Instagram, there was a lot of talk of how the TikTok refugees are going to be coming to Instagram. And if anyone's on Instagram, they need to start getting ready and amping up their content on Instagram, because the TikTok audience will be coming and then taking over. So there's a lot of chatter around what to do about TikTok. But then within 12 hours, TikTok was back. And now, I don't know if you saw a notification, Noura, in your audience. Anyone who went on TikTok said, well, because of President Trump, TikTok is back for about 3 months to figure out who can take over TikTok. So they're in negotiations now. So there's a lot of political propaganda going on with TikTok.
Oh yeah, propaganda like that. That was my daughter told me. Like, I feel this is all about propaganda. Why would I have to mention like thank you to President Trump
Right.
and all of this stuff?
Right. And I'm speaking as a former diplomat turned personal brand expert. So this is, he just got inaugurated yesterday.
Mhm.
And this is the thing that he's focused on. It's getting back on TikTok because of what the last administration did, and using this as a platform to get someone like Elon Musk involved and a whole lot of other like corporate stuff. It's very messy. But then where does that leave small business owners? That's the thing that we should be focusing on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So what do you think people should do now? Because now like feels like we don't know after 3 months what's going to happen. Is it going to stay there? Is it not? Should people like just abandon TikTok and move to Instagram or other platform, or should they just stay there? What do you think?
Yeah, so I actually have a live case study to share with you. There's someone that I'm working with who has 132,000 followers on TikTok, but they don't have a very good website. They have 0 Google reviews. They are on Instagram, but they're not active on Instagram. They don't have a YouTube channel whatsoever. And as a result, they've put all of their eggs in one basket. And what that means is when TikTok goes away, the entire business vanishes. So my advice as a personal brand expert is have omnipresence. And what I mean by omnipresence is if you're going to be posting on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook, do it in all of the platforms. Even though you are concentrating on creating videos, your videos can be seen on LinkedIn. It can be seen on your website and your blogs. It can be seen on literally any other social media platforms. So if you do have a large following on TikTok, get your followers to start following you on other platforms so they don't lose access to you. But it also means that if you have a large depository of content, just copy and paste it, add it somewhere else. And that leaves you probably with a year's worth of content that you don't have to redo again. So you're actually saving a lot of time. So focus 2025 on building your personal brand outside of one platform.
Awesome. So how many platforms do you think people should focus on? Because sometimes like, oh, I mean, I don't have time to post everything everywhere and I don't want to be focusing on different ones. So what's your ideal? What do you think the ideal number or the ideal platforms for everyone?
Well, it's all about your messaging. So if you know what your messaging is and you know who your target audience is, there's no harm on scheduling your post everywhere. So there's a lot of social media schedulers. I use Zoho Social, for example. One click, it's everywhere. So you're not doubling your work. You're just on more platforms, but you should really focus on what content you're providing. So are you doing audio only? Are you doing video only? Are you doing written content? Because written content is not going to work so well on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. It will work really well on Instagram. Even Instagram is now prioritizing videos. So it's recommended stick with video content as much as you can, but don't just post on social media, add it to your website, because that's really where your main content should live on. And then once it's on your website, it could be anywhere else, but you need a home. Just make sure that you're not relying on a corporation to be your home. Make sure your home is something that you have 100% control over.
Absolutely. This is very important. And because, like for me, when TikTok was gone, I'm like, I don't have a lot of followers on TikTok, but I did get few prospects through TikTok. People schedule an appointment with me through TikTok, and I don't think they are following me anywhere else. I was like, well, I want to message these people, especially now tax season. I was like, I was little annoyed. I was more annoyed, to be honest, like for our freedom, because I was like, okay, like it's not about the business stuff, not about the kids, because you can teach your kids what to watch and you can have control over it. But for our freedom, if we start this way, really, like why would then other countries should have any of our platforms like Facebook or Instagram, they are American owned. So that is really what was really scary and sad for me. So I'm glad it's back. I hope it's gonna stay on, and we do not ban anything from access to the Americans, because this is a really a threat. I feel it is, but also like a lot of people, like I said, like for small businesses, they do rely on it. I do the same thing like you mentioned. And Talene, like for those of you guys who do not know, like I worked with Talene a few years ago, and she helped me build my brands and my personal brand for my business. And this is one of the advices she gave me. And I do post all the shorts I do, like in TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, and they go to my website as well. So this was her advice, and it's not a lot of extra work, like she said, and this is working fine. So I did not feel the threat for my business when TikTok went down. Well, thank you so much, Talene, for this. Like, what other tips you want to give people before we finish this segment? Because we're almost running out of time, but I feel like we still have a lot we can cover. Like, what would you like to say to the audience here?
Yeah, I think use this as a lesson learned. If you don't have control of your brand, someone else will. And now we are in a process where another company owns your brand right now. Because if you are on TikTok, then you know that TikTok may disappear. Just don't bet that it's going to stick around, because we don't know. At any moment, Facebook and Instagram and any other social media can go down. We've had instances where in the past, Instagram went down for like 48 hours, and that locked down a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses lost money that day. So how else are you getting your leads? If you are relying on social media for leads, just make sure you funnel them back to your website. And that's where the main sales are happening, outside of social media, because then that way you're not relying 100% of your business or even 50% of your business with social media. Just grow your personal brand in other ways so that your reputation doesn't fall apart when you don't have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook giving you those reviews and relying on people to be your voice box. You should retain 100% of your personal brand. And if you don't know how to do that, I guess talk to Nora and talk to myself, because we've been there, we've done that. And my specialization is helping individuals, small businesses grow their personal brand outside of social media. So social media is a platform that we use to funnel our leads. Just don't rely on it on 100%.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all the tips, for everything that you are providing the audience with. It's always valuable information. And I'm sure if you follow Talene's information, you will see your business in another place by the time, by the end of this year. Just follow what she is here to tell you, and you can watch prior episodes when she speaks on different topics about personal brand. You're gonna get a lot of value of that. You can find all the episodes on nowmedia.tv under Echoes of Impact. Just find Talene. You can find it also on YouTube for Now Media. Like, follow Talene at Post Diplomat, and she has a lot of content on a daily basis, like great videos, great information. So make sure you build your personal brand. Then whatever you do, your personal brand will follow you, as Talene always tell us. So thank you so much, Talene. It's always great to have you here. And you guys, I'm really sad that this episode came to an end. We love being here with you, but until next time, keep making an impact.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Take 5 minutes of your time right now. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Life can be full of risks.
One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
Call 877-741-1384. That's 877-741-1384. 877-741-1384.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you. Call